So good I can blow your mind. So good I can blow your mind.
Hi, I'm Justin Vickery with Dalola Couture, and this is going to be the decision for round one's Face of Dalola model search. So, going through everything, I just wanted to quickly thank everyone that's voted for Facebook voting for all of the models involved. These models have been freaking awesome to work with, and I really appreciate the time that they put into it. Unfortunately, I have to make a decision and eliminate 4 of them to knock them down to 8 so that we can do our bridal shoot. For the Face of Dalola model search, we are looking for a girl that's good on the runway, good through the lens, photographs, good on video, and overall just a good spokesperson for our brand. To us, it came down to a number of different criteria which we use to numerically judge and help create a matrix that will help move the best models forward. This included the runway, pictures that you all saw on Facebook, Facebook voting as a whole, whether or not we believe the girl will actually be Dalola Couture material and help represent the brand correctly, how easy they were to work with, how well they took instructions during the photo shoot, how much people that worked with them want to work with them again, that's a very important part, and their overall creativity as a model and how they were able to make their shoot more creative than initially was there. So now we're actually going to go through each of the models one by one, really in no particular order other than the order we shot them at the Tattered cover prom dress shoot. The first model up is Maura. Maura's a CU student, super nice girl. Loved working with her. She rocked the orange dress. She did well on the runway. Probably a little bit faster than I would have liked to see her walk, and her shots, I think we could have seen a little bit more out of her. I did like a lot of them, but that being said, I do think we could have seen a little bit better from her moving forward. So that's our wrap up on Maura. So next up is Allie. Allie's another super nice girl, really fun, outgoing girl. What I think I had an issue with Allie's pictures, unfortunately, is that I didn't see quite the fun come out of them as I know she is. You talk to the girl, she seems like about the funnest person you'll meet, and then the pictures just didn't quite show me that. And I'd like to see a little bit more of her true personality come out in the pictures itself. However, on the runway she did good. She had an excellent dress to wear, and I think she met the expectations of the dress on the runway. So next up is Aspen. Aspen wore a red dress that we'd originally made for Red Ball, but I think would make an amazing prom dress. With Aspen, she's a really well-seasoned model here in Denver, has done an excellent job, and we really like her overall look. She does a very good job of elongating her body and using the features that make her such a good model. On the runway, again, no complaints, and overall Aspen did an excellent job. Mona from Transylvania, because I just love the fact that she's from Transylvania. I don't know anyone else from Transylvania, so that's awesome. Mona was one of the funnest people to watch model. I think that models could take a lot and watch her model and help incorporate some of the things that she does into their own routine. Mona does such a good job of playing up to the camera. She loves the lens. She loves being in front of it, and it shows through her pictures. She does what she wants, and she gets the results she is envisioning in her head through the lens and giving those pictures to us. And as a designer and as somebody that's trying to sell a garment, that's the kind of stuff we want to work with. Not stand up straight or move your chin this way, but actually being able to move forward with the creative aspects of a model. And I think Mona did probably the best out of any of this group of models for this shoot in particular. Again, on the runway, I think she did just fine. There's no complaints there, and overall Mona did a wonderful job. Destiny is probably the nicest person you'll ever meet. I mean, if I could meet people every day, it would be Destiny. As far as her overall modeling goes, she did a very good job. She had an awesome dress. I liked the way she looked in it. Some of the feedback, though, however, was that we needed a little bit more work with her. Fair or not, it's kind of the feedback that I got. The runway, we did capture one really cool runway picture of her, and while interesting, I don't know if the overall package of the runway really separated her from the pack, but she definitely didn't hurt herself by being on the runway. So overall, Destiny did a good job. I do think that in the future we'd be able to see more from her in different types of garments in different situations than she gave us in this case. So Masha It's probably one of the most exotic looks out of our group of girls, and that's a really awesome thing when we're looking at her photographs. However, the one knock on Masha, while she did well on the runway, is that I would like to see more out of her full-length featured pictures. I think that we could do a better job, or she could do a better job of actually showcasing the dress and not just her own beauty. But overall, Masha does an excellent job and is a very pretty girl. Mackenzie's another student from CU, the University of Colorado in Boulder, and you know, the thing about Mackenzie is she's inexperienced, and I think it shows a little bit through her photographs. She clearly tried very hard to do a good job, but I think she just needs some more work behind the camera, and I think with some work she could actually do a very, very good job of selling the garment. She has a very all-American look, great smile, and really wasn't so bad on the runway considering that I believe this was her first time on the runway. However, I do think that with a little more work she could do better than she showed us during this photo shoot. So Savannah's pictures were really, really dramatic, and I really like that. I think it worked really well for the prom shoot pictures. However, my concern is that with her dramatic style of modeling, I wonder how it'll turn out with the bridal. I expect her to move it to the next round. However, I would like to see her tone it down and really sell the garment rather than her dramatic flair. But for these pictures, they were absolutely right on, dead on, and I loved seeing the pictures. Again, the runway was very good, no questions or problems there. So overall, Savannah did a great job. So Briana's model that I believe needs a little bit more work. She's very nice, great personality, great interview. However, I wasn't overly impressed with her pictures or runway. Nothing really stood out, either bad or good. But I think that with a little bit more work and a little bit more time, she could take some very good pictures. However, I do think that there was a little bit left to be desired in this shoot. So Susie's a model that at first glance is a very, very beautiful girl, takes great pictures, very photogenic, easy to work with, has a great time working, and you know, I think the only knock that I would say on Susie during this photo shoot really wasn't the shoot itself. The pictures turned out great. It was her runway. She was a little bit faster than I would like to see. I'd like to see her sell the garment a little bit longer on the runway in her poses and actually take her time out there and enjoy it out there. I don't know that she did enjoy it. However, I would like to just see more of the sales on the runway. But overall, Susie did an excellent job. So Chloe is one of our least experienced models. This is, I believe, her first time doing any sort of modeling, but I think she did an excellent job. Some of the feedback we got was edgy, needs a little bit of work, but very easy to work with, and people would love to work with her more. To me, that says a lot for somebody that's really never done this before. And even in her interview, she really kind of gets the idea of modeling, which is that it's kind of acting. You're playing a role and trying to sell something through that role, and I think she did a very good job of making that happen with this prom dress shoot. Again, the runway, for not being on the runway before, did an excellent job. Nothing stood out as bad, and in fact, I think she did a very good job. So overall, Chloe did a good job. And poor Dana, I must say, had probably the hardest day there was. She was the last person to get her hair and makeup done. She had to deal with the St. Patrick's Day parade letting out as she showed up for the photo shoot. Then she had to come for the St. Patrick's Day festival in Old Town Arvada and deal with parking there just to barely make it onto the runway. So overall, with everything that Dana had to go through, I thought her pictures turned out very good, considering I'm sure she was quite agitated with the day, and it didn't show through the pictures, and for that I applaud her for that. Runway, again, no problem. Dana has a lot of confidence on the runway, real strong. I would like to see a little bit more softness from her, if that is possible, if we can see that, but overall Dana did a good job. So now here is the part that everyone's waiting for. Where do these girls stack up? So I'm going to kind of just go through on where I came up with my final rankings. I'll give the top 8 that made it, and then finally the 4 that didn't. So bear with me here. Number 1 on my list was Mona. Mona, again, did an excellent job both through photo and runway. I think she expressed herself excellently. Number 2 would be Savannah. Very easy to work with. And in fact, the girl was sick when we did the photo shoot. Very sick. And so considering that, you can't even tell in the pictures, and I think she did an awesome job. 3 would be Aspen. I think the real reason Aspen's even 3 is because her Facebook voting is down. I think that with higher Facebook voting, she probably would have been number 2 or 1. Number 4, we actually had a tie between Masha and Susie, so those are our 2 number 4s, both very good models, and I'm looking forward to see them in the bridal shoot. Number 5, we just covered. Number 6 is Allie. You know, Allie's one of our least experienced models, but I think she has a good size and height to be a model, and I would like to see her in a wedding dress and see how much more we could get out of her in another shoot. Number 7 would be Dana. So Dana, again, showed up late, not to any reason of her own, but because of some of the circumstances, and I think she did an excellent job, very professional, and I think she'll really kind of excel at the bridal shoot, and I'm excited to see her in the bridal gowns. So that leaves 5 girls and only 1 remaining. The remaining girls are Chloe, Briana, Mackenzie, Destiny, and Maura. Now, you know, I have to make a choice. Of course, that's the whole point of doing this, and I'm going to make more choices because we're going to get down to 1 final girl. And I really, really like a lot of these people. They, you know, they're really cool girls. So it's hard. But then when it comes down to it, I'm going to go with Chloe. She has an edgy look to her. I don't know how it'll translate to bridal. I don't know if it'll work. However, that being said, I think she did such a good job, this being her first attempt at modeling, that I would like to see more of her, and I think that we will get even more out of her at the next shoot. So, unfortunately for Maura, Destiny, Mackenzie, and Briana, they're all going to be going home. And I thank you guys so much for your time and energy that you put into this, and you know, I hope it was as good of an experience for you as it was for us, and please stay tuned with us and help support your fellow models. With that, please look for the next episode of the Face of Dalola model search, where we will be doing our bridal shoot at the Botanic Gardens in Denver, Colorado. And again, please vote for their Facebook pictures, because that is one way to help them move forward, as it definitely did in this case. Again, thank you. I'm Justin Vickery with Dalola Couture, and thank you for watching. Good.